We're now learning the identities of the two victims who were killed, 59-year-old Brian Light and 38-year-old Javier Soto. Both of them were managers at the Ford dealership. KPIX 5's Len Ramirez is in Morgan Hill, where police are crediting Light for trying to fight back. Len?
That's right. When Mr. Light heard the gunfire, he went to the place where the shooting was happened and engaged in a desperate struggle with the suspect to try and get that weapon from him. Unfortunately, he was not able to do so, not able to stop the suspect. But police said here today that the desperate fight that he engaged in might have given others time to get out.
59-year-old Brian Light was a 30-year veteran of the automotive service industry. Police say when he heard gunfire at the Ford store in Morgan Hill, he didn't run away. He tried to disarm the suspect.
It looks like he tried to intervene and take the suspect down by physical force. Unfortunately, the suspect was he overcame him and shot him twice.
Police gave the following timeline for how the shootings happened. 60-year-old Stephen Leet was fired from his job as a parts department employee at about 4:15 p.m., but he didn't go home. He went to his car and stayed there for about 20 minutes. Police say he then retrieved 2 handguns from the car and went back inside to his normal workspace. Police say his supervisor, 38-year-old Javier Soto, then took Leet to a back office. That's where the shootings happened.
At some point during that conversation, the suspect shot Javier at point-blank range, killing him instantly.
Police say Light, the parts and service manager, then responded to the gunfire.
And the suspect shot Brian multiple times during the struggle for the gun, resulting in his death. Brian's actions here are nothing short of heroic. And those actions allowed people to flee, allowed them the precious seconds they needed to be able to flee after hearing the first shot.
Police say Leet then walked to a curb and shot himself in the head.
It's cliche, but it's true. Sometimes you just don't know people, and it's the quiet ones, and I just think it's really sad.
She's lived across the street from the suspect for 15 years. She said Mr. Leet lived all by himself and never had any visitors. Police raided his home, busting down the front door after the shooting, and recovered multiple guns from the home. The neighbor says he recently complained about his job.
Steve used to complain about his job a lot because he got bullied. That's all I just heard from her this morning. How? I have no idea. I have no specifics.
Police say Mr. Soto was married with 2 young children and that Mr. Light's actions probably saved other lives.
Brian's actions here are nothing short of heroic.
Now, the suspect, according to police, had worked at that Ford store for some 8 years before this happened. They didn't share any of the details on what might have led to the shooting yesterday and did not comment on what you heard the neighbors say, that he might have been bullied by potentially other employees at the Ford store. So they are still investigating this case. Reporting live in Morgan Hill, Len Ramirez, KPIX 5.